What's going on in the Jewish community with regard to Israel's safety and security vis-a-vis the Obama administration?
Well, I think it's very interesting. If you take a look statistically at how Jews vote, you have roughly a breakdown of 80% of American Jews who have voted for Obama, at least the first time, and I think statistically it's around 71% the second time, where this 20 to 25% figure is thrown out for those who didn't vote for Obama. And many places within the Jewish community, Israel is just not an issue of concern. So, if Israel's not an issue of concern, then what's taking place between the administration and Netanyahu really doesn't register, or if it does register, it's not favorably toward Israel. Those who are right of center, who have Israel as the issue or one of the issues within the basket of concern, I think you have a more favorable view of Israel, more support for Netanyahu's position in terms of, listen, if it's about Israel's existential concerns with regard to Iran, well, I have to be where the action is because I have to bring that message. And that's where the split's coming down, although it's very interesting. If you take a look, initially you had a number of Democrats who were planning to skip Netanyahu's presentation to Congress, and now according to the latest publications, I think you're talking maybe about a dozen Democrats have said they're not going to go, they're not going to attend the joint address to Congress. However, it was just this morning, and today is February 23rd, it was just this morning where Nancy Pelosi and a couple of other leaders in the Democratic Party have requested a meeting with Netanyahu. So they're going to meet with him anyway. So
is it for their own purposes?
Perhaps. Listen, we could be cynical and say, listen, it's because they don't want this optic to get out there that, listen, we're not pro-Israel. We don't have Israel's concerns, best interests at heart. We're okay with shunting an ally to the side. Right now the United States needs as many allies as it can get.
How about the idea of Islamism as an anti-Semitic force? Do you see that being acknowledged and acted upon within the American Jewish community?
Well, I think we have those in the Jewish community who understand the issues as they're presented with regard to anti-Semitism within the Muslim communities, not just here in the United States, but around the world. But we also have a lot of people who are relativists to some degree, and they have their narrative and truth. We have our narrative and truth. I mean, myself, I'm more interested in how doctrine is expressed through sacralized texts. And that's where my issues come into play. How do their sacralized texts undergird and support the behaviors that you see? Doctrinally, there seems to be a lot there that speaks to anti-Jewish feelings. I mean, in the Quran and the Sirat, the biography of Muhammad, as well as in the Hadith as well, the corpus of sayings and whatnot. And it's also expressed through so much of the tafsirin, the explanations of how the secularized texts describe Muhammad's life and how they're to deal with the non-Muslim and things of that sort. I mean, you see it.